TomBernardPodcast.com with
co-host Catherine Brandt,
JB,
Mike Rasmussen,
Andy Brandt Bernard,
and
special guest Andy Kindler.
I'm going to do the entire show like this.
had a little alcohol.
Andy,
your cousin Michael's going to college. You majored in English literature. Would you recommend that subject to your cousin Michael? Or maybe you should play a wind instrument.
possibly. Back in 90 seconds, Andy Kindler in studio, TomBernardPodcast.com. We're here today with Michael Bryant, Sean Bryant. Michael, what's going on?
You know, we keep getting phone calls, and it's interesting because people try to handle a lot of stuff on their own, or they try to talk to the adjusters, or they wait, and they think maybe it'll cost them money if they talk to me. And, you know, we tell them it's free to talk to us. I go through what their rights are, and, you know, we try to help them as best we can. We don't sign everyone up. Sometimes I just give them advice, and they go from there and then call us back later. But the key is that they don't know all their rights, or they're not told all their rights by the adjuster. And that's one of the things we try to make sure that they get, you know, they get that understanding so they can help themselves and their families as best they can.
And the number
is 800-770-7008. Or at the website, which is minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Michael Bryant, Sean Bryant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Due to the billions of marketing dollars spent by Walser Automotive on Tom Bernard Podcast, you hopefully know that Walser sells cars. What you might not know is that they also have 2 full-service collision repair centers in the Twin Cities. They're fully certified by all insurance carriers and can help you navigate all the paperwork if you ever have an accident. But wait, there's more. They've also been in the paintless dent repair business for nearly 30 years and can take those pesky dings out for just a fraction of what traditional body work costs. Broken windshield? Walser Collision has a fleet of full-service mobile glass repair trucks as well. Walser are pros at body and glass repair, but don't take my word for it. They have an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and a nearly perfect 4.8 Google rating. Check them out at walsercollision.com. Is this Wilson Pickett?
It's Otis Redding and
Otis
Carla
Redding.
Thomas.
I should have known that, yes.
We're pandering to JB.
Yes, we're
You like
pandering.
it, JB? Did you like it?
JB, I want you to know that I'm a white ally.
Yep.
Did you hear this one, Andy Kindler?
Where's my African American?
Where are you?
There he is.
Well, it depends on what day of the week and what time of the month.
Well, that was just another classic Trump. Remember we came off that plane?
What was that? Where's my African American? Oh, yeah, he pointed
that's
to
right.
him in the crowd.
Yeah, where's my African
Where's my
American?
African
There he
American?
is. There he is. You know I'm good. I love the way Trump always says people work for him. He never says...
I know he does,
Yeah. I'm great with the blacks. They love working.
The blacks.
The
I love when
blacks.
people say the blacks.
The blacks.
There's no question about that. Yeah, it's a little difficult right now to like any politicians. I would kind of like it if the politicians of the world would maybe solve this 84 people being mowed down and run over and shot about every other day. You know, maybe get a little forceful with the thing and wrap it up.
Well, I guess we...
I don't know if that's going to work.
No, it's not
Rap
gonna-
it. All right, let's do a rap.
Wrap it up with the jihadism.
I guess we dropped a bomb on the
Where?
latest leader on...
Today?
No, a couple of days ago.
Oh, yeah.
What?
The latest, the ex-latest leader
Dropping
for...
some bombs out there,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, you know, my fear, I always thought that Harry Truman would be a hard person to interview because he'd always get the same questions. Harry Truman, you're president. Anything stick out? Yeah, I guess. Let me think. Maybe dropping the atom bombs.
Dropping the atom bombs.
Any regrets? Maybe the second bomb.
Second bomb.
I
Do you
could have
remember
waited a day or two. Did I need the second bomb, really?
Being a member of the Klan, he probably regrets that.
Was Truman a member?
Yeah, he was a Ku Klux
Oh, is that
Klan
why
member.
they wanted to remove his name off of the...
I guess.
No, that's Wilson.
Oh,
I just mixed
Wilson.
up Woodrow Wilson, who was also not very good with civil rights.
But the,
he was
He
pretty...
was not so good.
no,
with
he was
civil
supposedly
rights.
very racist.
Truman's
hometown is very close to the national office of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah,
They still have a national office?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? KKK, stop it. Stop going into work every day.
They do have an ethic.
Cancel my 2:30.
How'd you like to be the landlord? Say, listen, KKK, your rent is over.
Oh,
here."
yeah. They have a Jewish landlord. That's the sitcom. Crazy.
Andy Kindler as the Jewish landlord.
Look, I don't. What you do in your own time is fine. But 15th of the month, I don't get that money. Believe me. Yes, burn as many crosses as you want, but I need a little do-re-mi coming my way.
Let's go.
I need a deposit, security deposit, on those crosses you've been burning.
That it would be a great. You think you can get that sold?
I haven't been able to get anything sold yet, but apparently things are looking up for me. Because you know why? When you're in your late 50s, that's when Hollywood comes running. They love a guy.
You're not in your late 50s.
Yeah, I wish I could say no.
You, really?
I can order off of the Denny's 55 and over menu. It's just, and one of the items is called Senior Tilapia.
Oh.
I don't even like a young bottom feeder.
That doesn't sound good.
No.
There's no doubt. Well, see, to me, you'll be forever young, so.
Oh,
You know
I
what
like
I'm
that.
saying.
I'm as young as I feel,
That
right?
means you're dead, right?
Only what?
Forever young, right?
No!
No?
Well, what I look forward to, and I think Tom will back me up on this, I look forward to those huge phones that people get when they're 80.
Oh, the jitterbugs.
Yeah. Oh my God, how can I operate a phone? Can there be one that's so simplified that there's just 9 huge numbers on it?
Yeah, that's the jitterbug. My family actually wanted me to get one of those. Because I don't text, I don't do any of that stuff.
And he's constantly screaming F you at his phone.
Right.
Jitterbug.
So-
No, sounds good.
The flip phone, the jitterbug flip
It's
phone,
a new one.
probably.
Yeah,
That'd
it
be
is.
good.
Yep.
I'm not buying anything called a jitterbug.
Yeah.
I have the new Charleston phone. It's unbelievable. I have have you bought the Flappers phone? It's great.
The
Funky
flapper
chicken
phone. Funky chicken.
for you.
Stop pandering, Catherine. You're pandering again.
I don't know. I just feel like pandering today. I don't
And
know what it is.
Like I said earlier, I was going to call in and say, hey, you people who want to wake your ass up, or however they put it, that was their motto.
Wake your ass up, yeah.
We're here to, and they were talking supposedly to other white people. Wake your ass up.
What was this for a product?
No, this was for a protest.
There was a protest here on, on Wednesday?
Yeah.
It's always a
They
protest.
blocked the freeway.
Again.
It was all white people for Black Lives Matter, and they were asked about that. And they said, well, we're the white allies. They called themselves a white. That's good, Andy.
Yeah. Well,
Ruin the table while you.
Well, first of all, this is an obsessive compulsive person's nightmare. Is kind of like a soft surface.
Yeah,
so
well-
I stare at it. How am I going to knock it over?
You could set it right there on the little hard pad.
That would be too easy.
Yeah, that's
You mean
true.
here?
That's a good. Yeah, if you
I like
want.
that. That's nice.
Hey, look, huh?
Well, I would be on that protest. I'm up for Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Are you a white ally?
I believe that Black lives do matter. Everything.
Well,
that,
do you know people who don't?
Well, but that's the whole thing. It's like somebody. It's like people really think that someone named a thing like. By the way, I have a new movement. Only Black Lives Matter. Who's in? Of course, it was made up because there was a problem. It had to. There's an existing problem. That's why there's no white people clubs on campus. All right, white people are the whole campus. We don't need a special club.
But not all white people.
Not all white people.
That's not all white people. That's the problem we have here is that there are a lot of there are more white people on welfare than any other race in this country.
Well, now you're
There are
talking
a
about
lot of poor people.
socioeconomic
That's
things.
exactly right.
I am totally in agreement with that. But
Socioeconomic lives matter. I just want you to know that. And he's just looking at me like, what the fucking wrong?
No, I know what's going on. I just don't want to. I feel like I've come into a city where there was an event that I wasn't a part of, and everyone's looking at me like I should have a different opinion about it.
Well, no, you can have whatever.
I know you. No, do you keep your show basically apolitical? Or do you,
No, we get very political.
Okay, because so everyone,
we hate everyone.
Everyone draws the line at Trump, though. I mean, this is not even.
No, both of them actually, Hillary and Trump. I can't stand either one of them.
I'm voting for Hillary. I voted for her already.
Well, here's what we're doing.
Well, you're
Basically,
from New York, you
I've
have
changed. Yeah, that's right. You're from New York. A New York Jew who doesn't vote for Hillary, you're out
You
of the
can't.
club.
Yeah, you can't walk
Oh,
around.
I preferred Obama, but he can't run again.
You would prefer Obama because he's
Hillary.
done so much for race relations.
I love Obama.
Well,
Do you really?
that's
I'm in
an
the
it-
tank for Obama. I love
That
him.
is an interesting question. If this would have been his second term, he would be a better choice than the two that we have. The two that we're going to have.
I just wish Wilson was running. Oh, wait a minute.
Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow
Slowly I turned. Guy couldn't even get the League of Nations going. Come on, people. Wake up. No, I'm an Obama. I wish I was. I want to meet Obama. I want to move in with the Obamas. I love the Obamas.
Based
You
on
will,
what?
you will thank me later when history proves how amazing he was.
You mean like the healthcare thing?
I love the healthcare thing. I like a thing. I like that you cannot be if you have a disease, they can't say, "Well, no, you can't get insurance." I like that that's eliminated now.
Well, I understand
That's a
that.
good thing, yes.
There are parts of healthcare that would. Once again, what we do in America is we take it. This is really horseshit. So let's make it instead of horseshit on the right, let's make it horseshit on the left.
Yeah,
And I just mean, and I don't mean from right to left. I just
Right.
mean from A to B. It's terrible at A, so let's move it over to B, but it'll still be terrible in a different way. You
right.
know, like my monthly bill for health insurance is $3,000 a month. Don't you think that's a little spendy?
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying there's no problems, but
No, that's what I'm saying.
We
Yeah.
should have had health care. I mean, we're the only.
I agree.
This shouldn't even be an issue. But what happened to the Northeastern Republican liberals? It's over. There's no more. What happened to the GOP?
That is the problem that
It's
I
not your
have.
father's GOP.
Well, I've changed the name of both parties. Basically, I do because I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I don't like either party. I think they're both in it for the money, and it drives me crazy. So basically, the Republicans are just stupid, and the Democrats are corrupt. I mean, it's just that's kind of just
You
how
like
it is.
Franken? Not like Franken.
Oh no, I
No,
don't.
no Franken.
No, that's a personal thing. No, he's
Oh.
a prick. Oh God, he's an
Let me. The old joke. Let me finish. That's exactly what my point was.
But Andy, you have to understand something. Because of the show, there are a lot of people in the state that I don't get along with. So
Well, you weren't a big Norm Coleman fan, were you?
Well, Norm and I got along just fine.
Ah, I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a Columbo, but I don't have any direction to go with it.
When I got to know Norm Coleman, he was a Democrat.
I know what happened. He was like a hippie at one point.
I think it had to do with the fact that they had some unfortunate circumstances in their family, and he changed his position on
Abortion.
On abortion, I think. Yeah, I think
He's
they
very-
lost.
Only
very
Andy
open
Kindler.
about that.
Once again,
Yeah,
I come
thanks,
in.
Andy.
I come in. I don't know what the topic is. Thanks, Andy. There was some unfortunate things in the family,
Yeah.
and you've come out on the wrong side.
Don't
again.
worry about that. Everything's fine. You know, just slit his throat. That's what I would do.
But
No,
were you a big Jesse the?
No, Jesse and I don't get along at all.
Right.
But again, I am one of the few people in this state. You have to remember, this state is full of Germans and Scandinavians who don't really.
So, a lot of Swedish people.
Well, they're Scandinavian.
I know what that. As soon as you said Scandinavians, I realized I
You
made a
know.
tremendous error.
You know, some Israelis are Jews. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I'm no Netanyahu fan, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, they used to have an organization in Israel when you were a kid. When I was a kid, you could contribute to them, and they would plant a tree in Israel in your name. Now that same organization will remove a settler from the West Bank in your name.
In your name.
Did I sell that hard enough?
Yeah, I think you did a good job.
Are you sad? How's everybody feeling now? Now on Saturdays, without Garrison Keillor, I won't be able to see how the scan button works on my radio.
Exactly.
With the old chicken, with the Mr. Marker with the chicken and the bones and the big.
Did you ever hear Richard Belzer's taking a... Richard Belzer was in studio several years ago, and he goes, so, you get Garrison Keillor. He's something else, isn't he? Here's my Garrison Keillor impression. So the rooster shoved a hose up his ass. Okay. He's another guy who hates my guts, by the way, is Garrison Keillor.
Well,
I don't get along with
Well,
many
you
people.
haven't exactly been kind about his
Well,
program.
I just don't get it. I'm a city guy. I don't get that. We're all fine gentlemen and beautiful.
it's
What
very
is-
boring. It's a very boring show. Everyone
Really?
But
agrees.
people love it. I mean,
Those people are
I don't know.
really have nothing going on.
Well, I heard Obama loves it because he
No.
did call him. Did you know that?
Oh no! Now you're trying to bring me down.
He called into the show. Yeah, his
Yes,
last
he
show.
called. Obama called in on the last show.
Well, you really
Tarnish
found a
on
way
it,
to alienate me from Obama.
Andy, what I'm telling you is that well, you and I've known you for, 22 or 24 years or something. It's been a long time. And while, we may, and again, I like that kind of centrist thing, and I don't care if it's a little left or a little right. I don't care. The centrist thing I like.
Yeah, but when's that happen?
It's never going to happen because we all hate one another, and it's just horrible and hideous.
Right, but the thing about Trump is that he does not have an idea in his head. Like, if you vote for Trump, you're voting for the person he goes to when something happens.
Who will that be?
Okay, so I have to ask you a
That's
question.
the problem.
I have to ask you a question.
Talk to me.
So Hillary takes money from Saudi Arabia where they walk up and punch women in the face on the street for no reason. How do we justify that? Not you, but how do we justify that?
As a nation, speak
As a
for
nation.
everybody, please.
Well, how do you answer a question like that?
Or a woman just thrown in jail.
For driving a car.
This was on PBS. She was driving a car and they threw her in jail for 72 days. How do you take money from people like that?
Well,
But we
I don't
do it
know.
all
What
the
did
time.
they take money? For the Clinton Foundation?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't believe anything about any accusation against the Clintons because it's been 24 years and Vince Foster. Which one should I believe?
Vince Foster, yeah.
Travelgate,
How about all of
Haircut Gate,
Oh, that's right. The $1,000 haircut on the
and all of
tarmac.
those things. I don't believe any of them.
Do you like? I mean, is there any one politician that you actually? I don't like any politicians. Right?
Have I mentioned that I like Barack Obama?
Yeah, but I
He's my
already.
favorite
He's your
I
brand
ruined
of
that.
sexy, I'm taking it.
But then you found out that he's a buddy of Garrison Keillor's, and that ruined everything.
No, you know, I'll to be totally honest, which is not something I enjoy doing. I feel like we kind of demonize politicians in the sense that I think they are people, even though most of them are terrible.
Okay, we'll see.
Let me get off my soapbox.
I accept
Very
that.
tired. I should have
Why are you
orthotics.
tired? Why are you so tired?
Oh, I haven't been sleeping in a couple of years, actually.
Why not?
Well, my dad passed away last. Let's bring everything way down.
I didn't know that.
And as I say that, I'm sorry I didn't turn into a Facebook event like everyone does.
I know what you're saying.
And I talk about my dad being passing away on stage, and people get upset. And I say, you know, my dad would have wanted me to do weak material about his passing. Nothing would have made him happier.
And weak material.
Took me aside a few years ago. He said, Andy, when this is all over, I hope you turn it into another one of your bits that goes nowhere. That's what I hope.
So how long ago did your father die?
January of 2015, but it's thrown me off in many weird ways.
Here's some bad news for you.
What's that?
It's going to be at least another 4 years before it even stops hurting.
Yeah.
I lost my mother like 8 years ago. I still hate it. But it's not as devastating as it is to you right now.
Right,
You do it. It's horrible, isn't it?
Well, I think it's hard. Well, the thing is that somebody warned me that. They didn't warn me, but they said that grieving comes out in weird ways. 'Cause
Yeah,
I would
it
find
does.
I would just be like enraged about nothing.
Yep,
You know?
yep.
They go, oh, I see. I'm upset. So for some reason, since then, I've been having trouble sleeping. But I've always been having trouble sleeping because I'm addicted to social networking.
You still are.
With Twitter, yeah, I'm arguing with like a robot.
But that's what you do. And you're very good at that, by the way. I love your posts.
Well,
And I
people
love
say
your
I really
tweets.
appreciate hearing that because people say it's so, because I mean I don't engage every robot, but I do engage. Like sometimes I enjoy engaging someone very troll like,
Right.
especially when they say FYI. That's my. But then sometimes it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy because you start to look around, and if you stay online too long, there's too much going on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the old days, they didn't. There was a lot of tragedy going on, but you didn't know about it instantly.
No, that's
You know?
true.
And over and over and over.
I'm talking about in the 1600s. When
When
I first started
you said a
comedy.
couple years. Yes, when I first went on stage. Okay, one more question, then I'll move on.
You don't have to
Did
move
your
on.
father die suddenly?
No. My dad would have been 90 years old this year, so he had a long life, and he had a great life. And he was starting to get tired, though. The last 6 months to a year, you could just feel like he was ready. So the only bad thing for me was I wasn't in. I moved out of New York after college, so
Right.
So sometimes you realize, I wish I'd been around them more then, but you can always have those regrets. We left nothing on the table.
That's good.
Well, there you go.
We got along.
Did he say to you, Andy, I don't know about Bob's Burgers.
Hey. And he has something very important to tell you about Bob's Burgers. Tell the producers to... And that was the last. My mom's still alive, though.
How old's your mother?
My mom just turned 87 years old.
87.
My dad's going to hit 90 this year.
And your
too.
mother's 92.
Yeah.
That's great.
It is a different deal. But honest to God, it was interesting because, as I said, I haven't seen you in like 2.5 years, something like that. In that time, I did not know your father died. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
But physically, you could just kind of tell you carry yourself differently. But you'll get. It's not. You're never going to get over it. I will never get over my mother dying. It never happened. But it won't hurt as much. It comes and goes, actually.
The sleep thing, I need to start to worry about. Well, also, the problem is I'm giving that speech in Montreal, which I give every year, about what's wrong with comedy. And I always come to Minneapolis right before the speech, so I'm already in agony. Because it's scary, that speech. I love doing it, but it's scary because I have to do a whole new hour every year.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
And I'm a procrastinator.
Not you.
And
I
an
have
optimist.
ADHD. I got everything.
You got to understand it's all part of the deal.
Yeah, I can't focus for longer than a few minutes.
I'll cheer you up.
Okay.
Andy just told me. Tell you what, I'll cheer you up in like 90 seconds.
Ooh, is it a cliffhanger?
It's a cliffhanger.
Oh, people.
Be back in. People.
People don't even. They're on the center of their seats.
The center. Back in 90 seconds, TomBernardPodcast.com. You know, I work a lot of hours. I work the morning show. I work the podcast. I work a lot. So, you know, I bust my butt. So I need good sleep. To get good sleep, I need my spine to be aligned. You know, how my neck gets aligned. You lay your head on the pillow. Your spine gets aligned. You don't get the headache, the neck ache, the shoulder ache, the back ache. You don't get any of it. And I talked about that buy one, get one free with promo code TOM offer. With 2 pillows, you can put your head on one and put one between your knees if you bike a lot like I do or work out a lot because it takes pressure off your lower back and separates your knees so your legs feel better too. Buy one, get one free with promo code TOM. There's a 10-year warranty. It's guaranteed not to go flat, a 60-day money-back guarantee. It's the patented interlocking fill that adjusts your individual sleep needs. Great part of it, too, it's washable, dryable, so every couple of weeks you toss it in the washer, you dry it, you're good to go again. USA, Minnesota made. It is the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. You can get that buy one, get one free with promo code TOM offer by calling 1-800-516-5146 or go to mypillow.com. Tom Barnard here with Terry Sandvold from Sandvold & Associates. Terry and I were just sitting around talking over the last few weeks. Before I met Terry, I always thought, well, I'll take my Social Security at 65, and I'll take my retirement benefits at 65. And I think that's the impression that most people get. You take everything at 65, and that'll be the greatest. But since Catherine is almost 8 years younger than I am, that's not the best route to take.
It might not be for Social Security, for example, because if you take yours at 70, between 65 and 70, it goes up about 8% per year that you wait. If you don't outlive Catherine and you die first, she can get your benefit versus her benefit. She gets the higher of the two, which could be a much higher number.
Sandvold & Associates. Call 952-544-2837 or go to helpmeterry.com. Registered representative of and securities offered through Questar Capital Corporation, QCC, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Questar Asset Management, QAM, a registered investment advisor. Sandvold & Associates is independent of QCC and QAM. Sandvold Financial Group complimentary financial seminars. Are you making the right moves for your financial future? Terry Sandvold himself will be your speaker on Tuesday, August 9th, and also on Tuesday, September 13th. Dinner served at 6 p.m. Metro Point Business Center, right there on the second floor at Sandvold Financial Group. You can RSVP at 952-544-2837 or go to helpmeterry.com. Oh, there it is. There's your phone. That's your ringtone?
This was the worst song. It's such a huge hit.
What is this song?
Wake me up before you go.
Go by Wham. Was it Wham?
Wham.
Yep, Wham.
They were awful.
I will tell you the first time I ever heard this song, well, actually the lyrics of this song, my friend Cliff Siegel, who is now Lauren Siegel, he's transgender, but Cliff came up to me and instead of going, a jitterbug, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? What's wrong with you? Then he started singing the song.
Is that what they're saying at the beginning?
Yeah.
Jitterbug, yeah.
They were. What century was that from?
70s?
No, it was the
80s.
80s?
Yeah.
Over the 80s.
What was wrong? What was wrong with this country that was popular?
And
It's
it
just
was-
like when they say
it-
Al Jolson.
And it was late 80s.
Was it, for a movie?
No.
No.
I mean, was it written specifically for?
No.
That would make sense. But
No, it was just
George Michael being George Michael.
Yeah.
It was Wham.
Yeah.
Right.
George.
I mean,
Yes.
whatever happened to the other part? They're like a tour with Maroon 4.
Yeah.
A jitterbug.
Yeah.
You have depressed
Now you're gonna
me
be doing
more
that
than I just thought it was like scuba doop. But now you're telling me it was a jitterbug.
I don't know that I depressed you. I just passed along
I
information.
used to be a musician, and I left the field. If I had known that I stuck in there further and just wrote jitterbug, Andy, we listened to your jitterbug. We listened to your song. You had us at go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, wait.
Right.
Yeah,
But
before
what
you
re-
go, girl.
But what you really sold us with, we didn't know you were singing that jitterbug at the beginning.
Although you referenced Al Jolson, I do think that Mammy would be a hit again. Too.
But what were there two? He was the most popular singer in the world. What were there two singers? Because all he could do. Walk a million miles, mammy. What was happening with the country that was popular?
I think it might have been. You don't want to talk racism. Now we're
Yeah,
done.
there was a lot of
Yeah.
racism. There was a lot of racism back
Listen.
then, as opposed to now, where we're post-racial. It's all over now.
I have a question for
Everything's
you.
great.
Would it make you feel better if you did the shows tonight in blackface? Because I could
No.
talk to Lewis.
I would do it as a comment on. If they complain, I still can't believe. Talk about your Whoopi Goldberg money.
Yeah.
Remember when Tony Danza did blackface?
Yeah.
Oh, that.
At the
Not Tony
Friars.
Danza. It was
Why did I say
Ted
Tony Danza?
Yeah, you said Tony.
It's such a big
Oh,
difference.
I thought.
Ted Danza.
I thought
Ted
you were right too.
Oh
No,
my
It
God!
was Ted Danza.
Ted
Showed up
Danza.
in blackface.
That's right. They were dating for a while.
Yeah,
weren't
as
they?
a-
Married, I thought, weren't they?
No, they were just dating.
Oh, just dating.
As a joke, it was.
Is he blind? No. But now he's married to Mary Steenburgen. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Steenburgen?
Well, I mean,
I like her.
it's
She's
a
nice.
Hollywood relationship. It could be over.
Well,
No, I
I
think
don't know.
they're
yeah.
very happy. I spoke to them recently.
So I promised you before the break. Did you? You Ted said, hey, by the way, say hello to Tom for me.
That's right. Tom Ford.
Yes, Tom Ford. Tom Ford.
Who is that?
As a designer.
Okay, good.
It's also Fitz's brother-in-law.
That's not the Tom Ford he was.
Probably, it could be.
I'm
He's
very
from-
classy, obviously.
He's from Buffalo. I'd like to point.
I'm
Remember,
from normal parents. Thank you. The classics.
I did bring up. I re-referenced this that I did bring up the fact I could make you
Feel
very
better?
happy. You feel
Yeah.
better. Andy, my son or our son, standing there taking your picture right now. Look at how cute he is.
Oh, he's.
What
Do you want me to look
Smile.
more coy?
Why don't you do a series? Why don't you do a series, an artistic
Or how about,
series?
I can't help it, I'm funny.
It's a good post.
So Andy pointed out because of the millennial way of seeing things in the world now, that people are actually. Is it online, Andy, with the apologists?
Uh-huh.
It's on Twitter and Facebook, and that's where it is, or where is it posted? People are basically saying that Hitler was not that bad a guy, and that because so what
Well,
was
the
the
idea
argument?
is that all people are the same, so anyone in Hitler's situation would have become Hitler.
Yes, so you would have become Hitler, Andy.
That's it, it's another way of looking at it.
Exactly.
Well,
Who's
yes, I
saying,
suppose.
who is saying these things? Is this Goebbels?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just a bunch of people online who are incapable of empathy, I think.
Well, first of all, I think that they're misinterpreting the idea of, for a long time they said nurture. Is it nurture or nature?
Yeah.
But obviously, we don't know exactly what all the. I happen to have grown up in the same house as Hitler, and I came out completely different.
Yeah. I mean, isn't Adolf your real first name?
Adolf is my Monju was my middle name.
Adolf Monju. No, you got Jolson and Adolf Monju in the same day. You reference.
It's unbelievable.
That's pretty amazing.
Julius Boros.
Julius Boros.
Well, who was really racist was Arthur Godfrey, wasn't he?
Was he really?
Yeah, I think wasn't Facing the Crowd based on... No, Arthur Godfrey got in trouble for chewing out... Maybe he wasn't racist, but which would be a great name for a show. Maybe he wasn't racist.
Maybe.
But no, Arthur Godfrey chewed out his singer guy, Julius LaRose or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then that ruined his whole career because everyone thought he was a great guy. Because I think A Face in the Crowd was based on Arthur Godfrey.
A Face in the Crowd?
A Face in the Crowd.
What was the name of his show again? Arthur Godfrey's...
Arthur Godfrey's...
What the hell was it again?
Arthur Godfrey's Why Am I Playing a Banjo Hour?
That's it.
Ukulele.
Was it a ukulele?
It was a ukulele. There's a great movie called A Face in the Crowd. Andy Griffith plays the lead.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a brilliant movie.
I heard he was a
It was
prick.
called Arthur Godfrey and His Friends.
That's it?
Apparently,
That's
unless
the
there
whole
was
thing?
another one.
Well,
Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts, Arthur Godfrey Time.
Busy guy.
He had a whole bunch.
So he was a racist?
I think he was. You know what? Don't quote me on these things. Well,
I'd like to.
how else would you report it? Don't quote me. Just convey what my facial expression was like.
We can do that.
Am I doing comedy anymore? What happened to me? Is my career now officially over? What do you think, Tom?
No, I do not think it's over, as a matter of fact.
Has it ever launched?
Yeah. Oh, here we
go. You know what? I have now ruined self-deprecation. I've overused it.
I disagree.
I've
disagree
cried
completely.
wolf deprecation.
I disagree
Too
completely.
many times.
I think what will happen to you when you will sleep then is you will realize that everything
next.
you've ever done comes from discomfort and pain anyway.
That's true.
So you'll figure out that this pain you're feeling from the loss of your father will make you better, not worse.
That's true. I like that.
Very
So
profound.
go to sleep. You're Andy Kindler, for Christ's sake. You're one of the funniest human beings ever born. It's what you do.
This is not only pumping me up, it's also making me angry that I'm not getting any respect in this room. I'm sitting here. You wouldn't be sitting here if it was Paul McCartney like this, would you?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Good point. I'm not getting the respect that I deserve.
If you were Paul McCartney. No, but that's what it basically... in my opinion, this is my opinion. I'm not a psychologist.
You don't speak
But he
as
plays
a...
one on this podcast.
You were
Yes, I
very
do.
psychological there.
Yes.
But you're
what
saying you don't speak for 12 people. You are only speaking for yourself.
That's correct.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that the reason you can't sleep is you're trying to figure out in your brain how it all comes together. Because all comedy comes from pain anyway.
That's true.
So this is a big thing. So the comedy that comes out of it, that this will drive, will be phenomenal.
He sounds more Jewish when you're in the room, too.
So listen, Andy. Andy, here's what we're going to do. If he could just... No. Don't you think that's true?
I do think it's true. I think that it's very true.
You are carrying the look in your eyes that it really does hurt a lot. You really are. I'm not kidding.
Well, you go through a depression stage.
No doubt about it.
You got to go through all those stages, unfortunately.
What is your father's first name?
Larry.
Of course it was.
Larry and Andy are coming over.
Well, his name is Lawrence Kindler, and he had his business was in Jackson Heights. No, it was Long Island City, but we used to call him Lawrence of Astoria.
See, now that works.
Yeah.
So
My dad did so many jokes I didn't know what they meant. Like, for example, well, first of all, he was extremely funny. The funniest man in the world. He really was my hero comedically. But then he would do jokes that were like old jokes, but I didn't know what they meant. Like, I'd say, see you later, and he'd say, not if I see you first.
right.
And it took me till I was 21 to realize that what he meant was that I won't see him later because if he sees me first, he will avoid me.
So you're a quick child.
I thought it meant like see you later, not if I locate you first.
Right.
But that's not what it was.
That's
No.
not.
So you're not going to
glad
see
you
me because
figured
I'm
that
going
out.
to hide.
Yeah.
I have new respect for you that you figured that one out.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have a brother who's an investment banker. It's the yin yang. He's with Morgan Stanley. And my sister was an educator, and I'm the youngest, and so adorable.
Well, you are adorable.
Oh, they used to keep me in a little drawer.
What's your? Actually, I did sleep in a drawer when I was like 3 years old.
You did?
Yeah, we were very poor, man. Really poor.
At least you had a drawer.
At least you had a drawer. That was what movie was that with Peter Falk? And then Monty Python did it later on as well.
The In-Laws? No.
No, I think the Monty Python bit kind of went like, well, we all lived in a shoebox in the street. We never had anything. We had to wake up before we went to sleep, the whole deal. But Peter Falk had done it several years earlier, and the guy's describing this miserable existence as a child, and he finishes, and Peter Falk goes, paradise. Which I think is magnificent. It all works out. So what's your brother's name?
My brother's name is Robert Kindler. He's fairly famous in the mergers and acquisitions.
You know,
He sounds like somebody that should be doing that.
Yeah. He's on. My brother goes on TV on like these shows like Squawk Box.
Oh, he does?
Oh, yeah?
And he's so good. He speaks like he doesn't do any ums, ers, ums.
Well, you don't do that.
Not me. Well, I'm a wordsmith.
Well, there is that. And then, so now, your parents didn't do that either, I wouldn't imagine.
Well, the thing is, my impression of my mom, which is now gone platinum.
Which I love, by the way.
In fact, when I see Tom, all I think of is of your impression of me doing my mom. That's how I go, adsy. But my mom does not talk the way that she does but everything my mom says, like the last thing that was the most hilarious thing, because all day long, I'm talking about, I compare everyone to Hitler. That's my thing, you know?
Sure.
Like, because you know that Godwin's Law?
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy was a Nazi. All right, so all day long, you know, Trump's Hitler, this guy's... So my mom tells me, she goes, maybe you should leave Hitler alone.
Didn't you claim at one time that your mother invented hip-hop language?
My mom used expressions way before they were very popular. She was the first person to use them. Did someone leave the phone off the hook? Andy, come back inside because your friends are in the house. Andy, make sure your nephew is still in his crib. Andy, I told you your uncle's back problems are chronic.
See?
Pure gold.
It's pure gold.
It's pure gold.
God, I have to make reference to one thing because once in a while it pops up. The last time I saw you on stage when that asshole was sitting right next to the stage drunk. Remember that guy?
I do remember that.
Oh,
guy.
my God, it was so great.
You don't really? You keep that with you?
No, I do
You don't
remember because I
let it
remember
go?
Tom came down. It was a full room, and you came down with your friend.
With Fitz.
Yeah.
And the great thing is this guy's just being an asshole in the front row. He's like,
hate that.
from me to Andy, while Andy's on stage. And he's like, like barking shit at Andy. And the greatest part of it is you look down at him, and then you went, they're like, where's Tom? Come over. But they did a great job. I don't even make reference to where it happened because it wasn't the club's fault at all. This guy was being a prick, but the look on your face, like, why did you come?
Yeah, I never got into the whole idea that you go back and forth with hecklers and things like that.
No.
Oh, no, you don't. No.
Nah, and then it's very British. They do that a lot. Well, I don't know if they still do it, but like in England, when there was a time period where that's how they measured you as a comic.
Right.
And to me, it's like, I'm not. I'm like, I implore you, sir, please. Is what you're doing completely necessary? I mean, please, sir. Have you no shame at long last. I always launch it to the McCarthy hearings.
Sure.
I always
absolutely.
think that they want to be part of the show. That's
That's
why
what
they
it
do
is.
it. Yeah.
Or
It's
they're
it's some
drunk.
sort
Drunk.
of-
If people have been drinking to a
Yeah.
certain degree.
Yeah, but that's when they're like, I could be a comedian. I'm so funny.
Yeah.
I'm drunk, so.
Catherine and I went to see Bobby Slayton a couple of years ago.
Oh, you don't want to mess with him.
And we're sitting in the audience, and the guy right in front of us was repeating every punchline. Oh, my God, was it annoying.
It was.
Like when you were just doing an impression of your mother. I would have gone, off the hook!
Yeah.
Like every time he delivered, this guy would repeat it.
Was
Like,
it because he was impressing his girlfriend or something? Or?
I don't know. Why was he doing
he
it?
was doing it in like a really
A really
sarcastic,
obnoxious,
obnoxious way. Like, I don't know what his point was. Why did you pay to see this guy if you're just
Exactly.
going to like try to ridicule him in some
Was
bizarre fashion?
You know Bobby.
I love Bobby.
I do too. There was a couple to our right. They were on their first date, and apparently he had told her how funny Bobby Slayton is. Well, Bobby Slayton's not for everybody.
Yeah.
There's no
like,
question.
Family friendly.
She got furious at some of the shit that Bobby was saying, and I think that she kind of stormed out of the room, and he's following her. But wait! It was like, oh, no.
We saw that happen with another comedian. Who was it? Was that the State Theater?
It was Nick
DiPaolo.
DiPaolo.
Nick DiPaolo,
it was
yeah.
Nick DiPaolo,
Oh, this
absolutely.
woman was just irate.
He's so funny. He is so funny. That guy. We
love
agree.
Nick.
We agree on nothing in politics, but he's so funny.
But that's the whole
yeah.
deal.
Well, that is the whole deal.
You are who you are, he's who he is, but you're both hilarious, and you get along.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, to me, if you're funny, I don't care what you're saying, really.
Right.
I mean, that's the measure of it.
Right.
But then there were a lot of people who were like these shock jocks who were just
Yeah.
It's not funny.
No, I understand.
It's not funny. What have I turned into?
Just don't try to humor Renina.
We'll be back in just about a minute and a half to wrap things up with Andy Kindler.
Can you make it a minute 27?
I will. Minute 27. We'll be back. TomBernardPodcast.com.
Warner Stelling has the lowest appliance prices of the season to go along with unparalleled free professional services. And here's an example. Save 10% on Bosch or KitchenAid dishwashers, then get free, trustworthy, professional installation. You'll save on French door refrigerators, top-rated, super-sized laundry pairs, or go all in for the most savings and fun and choose a complete stainless steel kitchen suite. You deserve to save, and we exist to see that you do. Choose Minnesota's original appliance specialist through July 13th, Warner Stellian.
If you haven't already, make sure to check out the Best of the Tom Bernard Show, brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, or as he's known, the backup to my hard drive, every Saturday at noon for highlights from the past week and classic moments from our vault.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just looking at the SeatGeek app. Of course, you can download the SeatGeek app for free. The free SeatGeek app is on my phone. And what I do now every time is I do go through to see how much Twins tickets are. And they have not dropped. They're now $5. They were at $8, but then they dropped to $5, but they've kind of leveled off at $5.
Well, $5 is probably the cheapest it could get.
These are tickets, by the way. The top ticket to the Minnesota Twins is like $300 a piece.
Wow.
So you get the pair of tickets for $600. Now, these wouldn't be those seats.
They wouldn't.
No. But, I mean, if you're going to go... well, let me hear... See, one thing about SeatGeek is you could check it out. What you can do is you search by hitting that little thing here. Okay, right there.
Oh, my God, he's trying to do things on his phone.
What do you want?
He jabbed his phone as if he was trying to kill it.
I do get a little aggressive, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so, oh, my God, look at all these seats you can get for $11. Oh. There are seats, honey.
In the Legends Club?
Right behind the Champions Club. You see all those green dots?
Yeah.
You can get every one of those tickets for $11.
Well, if you buy those seats, will it improve the Twins' record?
No, it will not.
I got you. I'm a Mets fan.
Salt
Eat
in the
your heart
wound.
out. You guys
What
won't
do
be
you think of
recovering
that?
from that, Barb.
Yeah, but
We're
the
deeply
Mets,
hurt.
Have they gone
Well,
down
the
from...
Mets pitchers' arms are falling off, though.
You can
The
get
Mets, right?
Huh?
The Mets pitchers ours or the?
Mets arms. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, my God.
People say I look exactly like Noah Syndergaard.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what people say.
6'8" and blonde.
Oh, maybe it's not him then. I think it's Joel Gray.
Yes, that's who
still
it is.
alive?
I don't know if he's still alive. Have you ever been frustrated trying to buy tickets on Willie Shoemaker? Have you ever been frustrated by to buy? Jesus, I can't even
Andy Rooney, I get a lot too.
God, he's another prick. You like every prick in the world. You like them.
Did you?
Andy
Did you hear
Rooney.
me say I loved Andy Rooney? No, my parents
but-
used to say to me, "Andy Rooney made it. You could make it too." Because I was a preternaturally short.
Thank you. SeatGeek pulls all the tickets available on other sites into one place, so you can save time. You'll never miss a deal. Best of all, every ticket on SeatGeek is given a grade. That's what I was just showing everybody on here, as a matter of fact, based on value. So you can immediately find underpriced seats, and before you buy, you can use SeatGeek's detailed maps to see the view from your seat. And I just showed everybody that it looks like pretty much every ticket in the entire stadium is for sale. So if you want to go, you can get a ticket. My listeners get a $20 rebate off their first SeatGeek purchase. To get your $20 rebate on tickets, download the free SeatGeek app. Go to the settings tab and click Add the Promo. Enter promo code TOM, and SeatGeek will send you $20 after you've made your first ticket purchase. So, Andy, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
You get $20 back. They'll send you $20 after your first purchase. But if you purchase 2 tickets for $10,
right,
you actually make $10 off the deal.
Oh, my God.
Do
me a favor. Ask me what service I use.
What service you
use? eScalp.
Well, there you go. I like that. Download
just came up with it right now, folks.
That's because you're you. Download the free SeatGeek app and enter promo code TOM today. We're rocking out on TomBernardPodcast.com. Andy Kindler with us. He is at Acme tonight and tomorrow night, 8 and 10.
Yeah, be there.
Yes, be there.
I don't know why I said that.
No, I like be there.
I wish my comedy was as exciting as that song.
Would you stop with this?
Oh, I'm
going to have
sorry.
to follow you around the country.
My act's like three-dimensional chess. It's confusing and nobody knows how to play it.
Bob Sansevier, what are you doing, Bob?
We're enjoying what Andy has to say. We're going to talk a little bit about, actually, we have Debbie Lang from Hallberg Criminal Defense, and she's going to tell us about the attorney who's using her Pokemon in court.
Oh, God.
That's how bad it's gotten.
He goes, why not?
It's an incredible epidemic with this Pokemon Go, but we're also talking about the horrific things that happened in France. And Tom, honestly, if I were supposed to go to the Olympics, I would not be going because there's already chatter about there being more attacks in Rio.
Oh, God.
And targeting, the French. I don't know what the French have done to piss so many of these people off, of these terrorists.
Well, apparently the immigration thing's not working out. I don't know, Bob. I don't know what to tell you. It's hideous.
It's terrible. What happened yesterday is, there's no words to say just how sick and how bad this was.
No question about it.
To mow that many people down.
Well, thanks for cheering Andy Kindler up because,
He's borderline.
Exactly.
Well, there's a new VP. How about that? Trump mentions yesterday, I'm not going to say anything on Friday because of what happened in France. So he makes the announcement anyway on Twitter. Way to hold back.
I know. Look,
he can't.
This whole political thing, Andy's in here depressing the hell out of me with politics. I don't need you to.
Everyone has Pence fever, I hear.
Pence fever. That is going to do it for TomBernardPodcast.com. Andy Kindler at Acme tonight, tomorrow night, 8 and 10:30. The BS show with Bob Sansevier and Sam Sansevier starts right now on the Tom Bernard Digital Radio Network.